All right, welcome back to Freedom to Think broadcast. We have another for our Freethinker React series. I'm your host, Jeff, and in studio with me today is Armando Gonzalez from PewPewNation TV.
Whoop, whoop. What's up?
Now, this is a really popular request, and as someone in your position, being a four-tour Navy vet, communism survivor, immigrant from Cuba, everyone has wanted to know how you feel about this song from Brian Z. I'd love to see you guys react to Tom Macdonald's The System. If you enjoy this kind of content, please like, subscribe, comment what you'd like to see next, comment what you think. Make sure to go over and give some love to Armando here. I'll post the PewPewNation TV link down in the comments. If you want to get your name in one of these videos, you can support the Freethinker Rebellion with Buy Me a Coffee, Locals, or Patreon. All support is appreciated. Without further ado, let's get into the video.
Okay, right here.
It's going to get freaking crazy.
Right here. You need to stop right there. All right? The System. Look at the dolls. Look at the little old school blocks.
The wood blocks.
You know what this tells me right here?
What?
Indoctrination of the kids.
Is Armando right? Let's see.
Welcome to the world, baby boy. I'll paint you red and white and blue. The indoctrination starts as soon as you come out the womb.
What did I just say? What did I just say? You got to tell him. What did I just say?
He did. He called that 100%.
What did I just say? I lived this crap, guys. I lived it when I was that high to a grass freaking hopper, man. As soon as the blocks came up with the dolls in the background, right, and the system, and I said, no, stop right there. I said, I know this is indoctrination of the kids. There you go. What was his first line? Same thing.
The indoctrination process starts as soon as you come out the womb.
Yeah, like, subscribe right there. Boop, boop, done.
To the world, baby boy, I'll paint you red and white and blue. The indoctrination starts as soon as you come out the womb. Pretty quick, we'll make you stupid with curriculums at school. And if the classroom doesn't do the trick, we'll make you watch the news.
This has just risen to my top #1 right here.
I know, like 3 lines in, and we're like,
we got Armando. And it's like, I'm done.
So shout out to Hangover Gang, because you guys...
HOG, you guys, I love you guys for suggesting this video. Oh my God, thank you so much. This is the core of my being right here. This is, bro.
100%. You guys just knew. You're like, no, Jeff, I don't care if you watched it. I don't care if you made a video. We need Armando to see it.
Look at this. Stop. Look at this. Look at the boot. And the rocking chair crushing the kids. Okay? Oh, dude, I am getting bad memories right now.
Oh, yeah. Sorry about that part. But
Go.
Be quick, we'll make you stupid with curriculums at school. And if the classroom doesn't do the trick, we'll make you watch the news. Pick your team, right or left. Take the red pill or the blue. You can vote, but even if you win, still everyone will lose.
You see?
Yeah. Well, listen, you saw the other day... with the red lit psycho crazy pedo Hitler Biden speech, where he was talking about, it's not all the Republicans because these mainstream Republicans are totally good. And we're like, yeah, the ones that are all in the uniparty.
Yeah, exactly.
Like the ones that are on both sides. Like when people see, the right and the left fighting each other, and then there's a master holding both puppets. And it's like, yeah. And then you got on this outside, Trump and his America First, kind of patriotic types were just like, yeah, they're not in that. And that's why everyone hates them, including the Republicans.
Yeah. Your Mitch McConnell's, your establishment types, the
Kissingers and the Romney and
the freaking, the duck, whatever his name, the one that's married to Elaine Chao, whose family is involved in the CCP because they own all of the shipping lines and the shipping building.
Isn't that McConnell?
Yeah, it's Mitch McConnell, dude.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Okay. Yeah. And so, that's why when people are like, what are your politics? Oh, you're like a right-wing Republican, whatever. I'm like, dude, I'm like a conservative-leaning, libertarian, free-thinking conspiracy theorist. You're not throwing me in a box, dude. Like, you don't get that right. I go by the issue, by the policy, by the whatever. And so I love this part. He's like, you get 2 teams, you could vote, pick whichever, but you lose either way. it is fun to see a little bit of the disruption in the uniparty that seems to be growing these days.
So I was asked a question one time, and this was during my first podcast ever, right? I was asked a question. They're like, Armando, says, we understand where you're coming from and what you're saying. We understand, you know, your freedom loving, you know, stuff like that because, you know, yeah, we get it. You're Cuban and stuff, but where are you on the political spectrum? And I'm like, it's a fair question.
Yeah.
Right. So if you take the political line and you just draw it out, and this may be backwards on camera, but you can figure it out. So the left is over here and the right is over here at an extremity, and your middle is like right here.
Sure.
I'm not in the middle. Where does the Constitution reside? Where does this piece of paper reside? On that bar. Where does it reside? It resides over here, right here, and this is extreme right here.
Yeah.
It resides right here. That's where I reside. Wherever the Constitution resides, that's where I reside, with one exception, because you have to read into it to understand it. And most people drop the ball here. Oh, so that means you're not middle of the road. That means that you are not up for social stuff.
Right.
No. This is the definition of being a libertarian, and that's me. I consider myself a conservative libertarian. Why? Because I like a balanced checkbook.
Yeah.
Okay. But on social issues, I'm as liberal as you can get. LGBTQ, whatever, don't care. Don't bother me at all. I at all. Seriously. All right. Your thoughts, your thinking, you know, how you stand on it's more power to you. It's up to you. My philosophy is, if it doesn't pick my pocket, break my leg, or take my property, I'm good. I'm not going to judge you at all. You want to have an 84-ounce sugary drink? Go for it. I don't care. I'm not going to judge you. You do what you feel is you. But maximum freedom with maximum responsibility. That's this guy. That's it.
Yeah.
And he right here is just talking about, wow, I can't believe this, man. He is actually, anyhow, continue, because I'm getting too excited.
Pick your team, right or left, take the red pill or the blue. You can vote, but even if you win, still everyone will lose. Don't forget to buy designer because Gucci makes you cool. We prioritize material belongings over truth. Get a job that you can't stand so you can buy some cans of food. Go overseas and die for freedom. There's some oil we can use.
Shit.
That one bites a bit.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it does.
Now, actually, here's something, because, you know, you guys see, mostly I advocate for things that would be considered on the right. But when you look at stuff like this and say this new $1 trillion we want to spend on forgiving student loans, which I think is an absolute nightmare and shouldn't be done. And why don't we just use the endowments that the schools have? They have like billions of dollars because they've taken so much in these degrees. Like, it's been inflated through the roof. But anyway, so the argument that, oh, well, you know, people didn't know that it was going to be this hard to pay back, so we just need to have like the plumbers and the welders be taxed and indebted and have further inflation to pay for someone else's school. That's just stupid. But I think, why don't we look at it a different angle? Say, if we spent like $2 trillion on the Iraq war, looking for weapons of mass destruction that didn't exist because that was like a hoax. It was like a fishing expedition. So if we wasted those $2 trillion on like a war we shouldn't have even been involved with, then why can't we waste $1 trillion on like at least helping some people out with their student loans?
Why can't we take $1 trillion, all right, instead of sending it over to, sorry if there are any Ukrainians out there, okay? Instead of sending it over to Ukraine to take care of the narcos and to take care of your oligarchs over there, because if you guys honestly think, and you're going to be that naive thinking that that effort and that money is going to the hands of the people, can't fool me twice. Sorry, been there, done that. It's not going to the people. It's going to those that I just mentioned. Okay, it's not. So why not take $1 trillion and give it to the vets that come home that are missing limbs and stuff like that, instead of leaving it up to private organizations like Tunnels to Towers, right? Why can't the government just step up and say, hey, we're going to take care of you because you took care of us, okay? Right. Take care of my education, like the bill that, you know, George Globalist Bush passed back in the day, all right, that was supposed to take care of the vets. You know what I got? This guy right here, I got my housing allowance. I lost everything else. I didn't qualify. Why didn't I qualify? Because the bureaucrats in Washington, D.C. said it's not in the budget to go ahead and do that. But we'll send it to the commies. We'll put pallets of money and send it over to Iran. But this guy, I don't get squat. Exactly like what he said. You go overseas and you die for what? For nothing. All right? Yeah.
That's tough, man. That's tough. But yeah, that's just what I'm saying is that there's legitimate arguments like what he's saying. Like you can go die for freedom because we could use this resource as like a political pawn is what these people get used for. And yeah, that's the part of me where when you look at like the old school rhino Republicans where they're like the war hawk type people. And I'm just like, nah, nope, not with that at all. 0%.
Yep.
Get a job that you can't stand so you can buy some cans of food. Go overseas and die for freedom. There's some oil we could use. Our democracy exists so that you think that you can choose. But our algorithms make you do what we want you to do. What's the problem? Your depressed society has you confused. We got medication for you that you'll probably abuse. Go get married to a lady who...
Oh, yeah, you got medication that we can use. I know. 29 days in ICU. Boy, did I get any medication? No. Nothing.
Dude, I mean, that's terrible, but it's even worse to get addicted to it. So I'm just saying, I know people who've struggled to try and get off medications because they're like, oh, here you go, you need this for that. And then they get on it and it's just a nightmare from there forward. So it's crazy that you see now when they're talking about like giving people psychedelics and all of the new uses of like medical marijuana. And you're just like, how many people have died from overdose of that stuff? Like none.
Weed?
Nobody. Weed and psychedelics.
Weed?
Mushrooms. People are taking like weird mushrooms and stuff. There was a podcast with Joe Rogan and Aaron Rodgers. They talked about all that stuff that's becoming more and more mainstream. And I'm not into anything, guys. I'm boring. I'm like a beer and whiskey guy. But the point is that the big pharma and the medical industry, the stuff that they're pushing out is like straight up poison.
Yep.
And then there's other things you could use that's really not nearly as bad and potentially better, but they just keep kind of shoving it down and like hiding the data and having their paid off representatives outlaw it because it's not financially beneficial.
Just remember that you are part of the process.
Yeah.
The only way I can put it.
ID has you confused. We got medication for you that you'll probably abuse. Go get married to a lady who also don't have a clue and pump out a few babies that are just the same as you. Welcome to the system. Everyone's a victim. Doesn't matter if you're black or white, it hates you all. Here inside the system, violence is a symptom. Fighting for what's right, but somehow everyone is wrong. Welcome to the system. Everyone's a victim. Doesn't matter if you're black or white, it hates you all. Here inside the system, violence is a symptom. Fighting for what's right, but somehow everyone is wrong.
That's a chorus, man.
He right there just literally in 15 seconds just explained exactly where we are as a nation today. It's the system taking over the minds and the souls of this country, of every inhabitant in this country. What was it that Biden said? I am here to do this, to save the soul of America. The soul of America. I mean, can you get any more freaking satanic than that? We're here to take your soul after we take your mind, and we're going to take your money on top of that too. You're a slave. This is enslavement of humanity. Wake the hell up. I mean, seriously. You think they have their best interest in you? No. They don't. And Tom's exposing this. He's telling you. What I'm reacting like this because I've never seen this before. You guys have out there, I'm sure. Okay, and you've seen it probably 100 times, you know. So you already know this, so I'm regurgitating.
I just don't really know why you're so upset because you'll own nothing and be happy.
By 2030. By 2030. Yes, absolutely.
I don't know. I'll still own my 235,000 mile Honda Fit and I'll be thrilled. They're like, you could rent this Tesla that we could turn off whenever you piss us off. But
I'll still be waiting to fix my transmission in my truck.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, I don't know, man. I got a bicycle. Like, I'm not dependent on anyone else's leniency towards my behavior.
That's right.
So that's crazy, man. But this song, I love this.
The song. No,
This is one of my favorite choruses of every song I've heard from him. I'm pretty sure. Like, just so good and draws you in with the cinematography again. That, ooh.
Here inside the system, violence is a symptom, fighting for what's right, but somehow everyone is wrong. Welcome to the world, baby girl. I'll paint you pink if that's okay. We'll encourage self-destruction through the music that you play. We divided all the men by trying politics and race, and honestly, it's working awesome. So for you, we'll do the same. Never teaching you to love yourself, inject you full of hate, objectify your sexuality, then blame you for the rape, and weaponize the differences that make our men and women great. Then just to screw with you, erase the genders. Everyone's the same.
Oh, he killed me.
Dude, my heart races during that part. I'm just like, whoa.
Oh.
Yeah. I mean, I have 2 daughters. I was raised with 3 younger sisters, obviously, you know, mom and wife and all that. So, like, I appreciate that there's a lot of struggles that females deal with, especially in this new age where feminism has gone way too far. And, like, you got to rein it in. You're like, hey, guys, equality is awesome. But, like, I'm not just going to be a doormat because you're being a psycho. But this actually highlights the real problems.
This is
like so well.
Yes. You know what I got out of this immediately?
What?
The lack of children being born in places like Japan, China, you know, and all around the world. And again, don't get it twisted. It's not because the system is telling you that you can only have 1 kid, or actually the Chinese, they said, no, you can only have 2 kids. Now they've drilled it down to 1 kid because why? Well, there's not enough food to go around for everybody. But no. I refuse to believe that, honestly, because that's what they're telling me is truth. And it's whenever the government tells you that this is truth, they're lying through their teeth. Always remember that, please. Okay. What he's talking about is, why is it even worth having a child? Why would you want to bring a child into the shithole of a world that we're in? To deal with this? To deal with what he's talking about? What's going to happen to you? How they're going to brainwash your ass in school? How they're going to tell you how to live your life? You know, whether to sit or stand when you go to the toilet? You know what clothes to wear? I mean, if you really think about this, it's like, why would I want to bring a child into this world and put him through, or her put them through that? I'd rather not have kids. What does that equate to? Population control.
Yeah.
Part of the message.
Right.
I'm telling you, man, you guys have to read between the lines. You just can't take things at face value for what they are. You need to do your own homework, and you need to really look into stuff and find out what is really, really at play here. And he's this guy, man, I don't know where the hell he got educated, but damn, he's spot on. Spot on.
He's really got it. He's really got it going on with all of the social engineering. Like, he sees it 100%. And to point out exactly what you're saying, if you look at the spectrum of ideologies, liberal ideology, the woke people would be the ones who are the most easily susceptible to social engineering. Because, like, everything they socially engineer, they're like, they fall for it. The current thing is what they go with every time.
Sure.
And if you look at that statistically, you can see that liberal people are having a significantly lower number of children by percentage to conservatives.
There you go.
So if you just like spanned it out for a little while, it's going to be a massive shift towards conservative children, as long as the system of education and such doesn't take your conservative family and make the children liberal, which they're trying very, very hard to do. But it's not even close. And then when you look at recent times, with the magic amount of weird deformities and health issues and miscarriages that are happening for reasons no one can possibly imagine. For some reason, that's happening more highly in percentages of much liberal populations. Again, we don't know why. Like, you guys might know or have a clue, but I don't know what most liberals are doing that would potentially hurt the reproductive organs and ability that conservatives seem to shy away from.
Well, would you want to have a Biden in the future?
That's a struggle. I don't know. I'd say no. Probably not.
I mean, when the microwave was talking to the toaster, man, you better listen to the refrigerator. He's got stuff to say.
He does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just saying.
It's like, I made a deal with Iran next to the cheese. What?
That's not a fridge, Joe. It's a Decepticon.
It's a Decepticon. That's why I'm always strapped.
Yep.
Did you see that joke? It's like I laughed, my wife laughed, toaster laughed, shot the toaster.
Shot the toaster.
Yeah.
Recognize the differences that make our men and women great. Then just to screw with you, erase the genders. Everyone's the same. We'll empower you with rights to vote and fight for equal pay. Then have the men turn into women and you'll fight for them again. But you thought you had it figured out, but everything has changed. Welcome to the system. Please enjoy your stay. Here's a Bible and a bottle of the cheapest booze we make. Find a man who can take care of you to fill the holes we made. Buy a house and settle down, fulfill your duty, procreate, and make a couple babies who will also do the same. Welcome to the...
You see what I said?
Yeah.
You are cloning and cloning and cloning a product of the system. I've said it before here, man, not to beat a dead horse, but, their agenda is very simple, okay? You as a parent are no longer the parent. The children no longer belong to you. They now belong to the state. They belong to the system. And that is their goal, because once they take what he's exactly portraying in his video here, once they take you out of the crib and you get injected into the system, they own you. They now control everything that you do, everything you consume, everything that you learn, everything that you procreate, everything. You're part of the system. You are now what was the name of that Star Trek series?
Borg.
The Borg. You have just now been assimilated, okay, into what they are. Game over.
Yeah.
Game over. That's it. Okay, the free-thinking, individualistic equation has now been sucked out of you. Okay, because everything has to be a collective. Everything has to be equal. Everything has to be one common unit. There is no individuals. Okay, you're a herd of sheep. Okay, but the sheepdog is the puppet master at the top. All right, telling you what to do, telling you what to buy, telling you what you should eat, what you should drink, where you should live, how much money you should make. You guys know this. Come on. But there are people out there that refuse to believe this. They refuse to see this. And it takes someone like Tom Macdonald, right?
Yeah.
To spit himself out of the system, okay, and basically educate people, because that's what he's doing, in my opinion, on what reality really is. But he's talking to his demographic, and not by looks. I'm just saying age-wise, the youth, because that's what they're attacking. They are attacking the youth.
Yeah.
And you guys, the youth that's out there, you guys need to be awake to what's going on here, man. Seriously, you really, really do.
House and settle down, fulfill your duty, procreate, and make a couple babies who will also do the same. Welcome to the system, everyone's a victim. Doesn't matter if you're black or white, it hates you all. Here inside the system, violence is a symptom. Fighting for what's right, but somehow everyone is wrong. Welcome to the system, everyone's a victim. Doesn't matter if you're black or white, it hates you all. Here inside the system, violence is a symptom. Fighting for what's right, but somehow everyone is wrong. Welcome to the world, everybody. I'ma paint you black and white. I'ma make you hate each other so that everyone will fight. I'ma give you our religion, let the righteous find the light. But I will also give you science to oppose the word of Christ.
Oh,
Yes.
oh, man hug. Oh my God, nailed it. Wow.
How many people do you hear now that worship the science like it's a deity?
Dr. Fauci?
Yeah, he is the science.
To criticize, but they're really criticizing science because I represent science.
He's the science.
That's like Jesus is like God
I'm going
in
to
a
retire
body.
so you don't indict me because of my science. Hey.
Dude. And then Fauci's he's like, I am the science. What I say is gospel. You don't question the facts. You don't question the whatever. It's just what I say goes. I am a deity to be worshipped. And people do. Like, you see them. You've seen them for a couple years. You ask like a normal question that makes perfect sense, and they're just like, are you a science denier? Are you like some selfish, crazy person? You don't have an education. You're not a doctor. You're not a scientist. It's like, so are they your like priests and cardinals? Are they your popes? Yes. It's a religion.
And then your Armando Montana comes in and he goes, hey, yeah, you know that Fauci guy, man? That guy's a real piece of shit, man. Let me tell you, you know who put this together? Me, that's who. Me.
To all my disciples, we need to wear 2 masks now.
Yeah. 2.
One doesn't get the job done. We're trying to kill stop the aerosols from getting in. And this test we did at this college on a couple of dummies showed that it stopped the aerosols. Literally, guys, like every legitimate study since like 1919 after the Spanish flu has showed that the cloth gauze surgical masks
does nothing.
Do this much to help. And if you cited those studies, the scientific studies from the doctors, which like I did, you would get like all kinds of hell because like he said, they created science to oppose the word. You know what I mean? So you got to create the conflict everywhere you possibly can.
And the CDC just fessed up to their mistakes.
Yeah.
So nothing else to be said, but I mean, wow. I can't wait for the reverb so I can hear that again. He just, I don't even need to watch. He could stop the video right here. I don't need to listen or see anything else because that just completed the thing.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that was
great.
Amazing.
I'm gonna give you all religion, let the righteous find the light, but I will also give you science to oppose the word of Christ. And I'm gonna give you borders, they're imaginary lines. If you cross them, go to war and win when everybody dies. And I'm gonna give you money that you'll value more than life, and let the 1% have everything while you fight to survive. And then I'll give you politics, I'll call it left and right. And while you divide yourselves, I will conquer both the sides. Can't you see? I'm the system, my whole purpose is divide. What you choose will never matter because everything is mine.
What was the speech he gave last night?
Dude.
The soul of America.
Yeah.
The soul of America. When I saw that with the red background, okay, and my 2 Marines, sitting there like, that pissed me off. That pissed me off so bad. Yeah. I was like, oh my God. They're like, it's in your face. They just exposed themselves. They peeled that layer back and they just said, here's who we really are. And we're coming for you, the soul of America. Yeah. Period. I'm sorry, I got goosebumps when I saw that. I'm like, this is evil. This is no longer politics, man. This is evil.
Straight up.
Straight up evil.
Straight up. Yeah, they're acting like the pro-Trump side of the conservative Republican Party is like the right-wing crazy extremist group. And we're just like, okay, for one, most of that actual right-wing extremist group is like undercover FBI agents.
How many FBI agents or confidential informants actively participated in the events of January 6th?
Sir, I'm sure you can appreciate that I can't go into the specifics of sources and methods.
Did any FBI agents or confidential informants actively participate in the events of January 6th? Yes or no?
Sir, I can't answer that.
Did any FBI agents or confidential informants commit crimes of violence on January 6th?
I can't answer that, sir.
Did any FBI agents or FBI informants actively encourage and incite crimes of violence on January 6th?
Sir, I can't answer that.
All day.
Like they're just like, oh, we had trapped the people trying to plot to kidnap
They went to
Governor
Mar-a-Lago.
Whitmer. And then at the Capitol,
they went to Mar-a-Lago. January 6th.
Right.
Same shit.
January 6th, they admitted there were 20 agents embedded in the crowd. Probably, I'm not going to speculate where they were. They could have been in the back, or they could be like the one smashing windows. We don't know. But I feel like the old lady with the sign and the like turtleneck knitted sweater, who they say is like the picture of right-wing extremism, probably wasn't the one causing problems.
No.
She's probably the one who they like waved in the door. They're like, hey, ma'am, nice to see you. Glad you're exercising your First Amendment right. Why don't you come in here as we let you in? And,
no, it was the Capitol Police guy that shot an unarmed woman.
That was rough, dude. And he was like a psycho. They showed his,
and a veteran.
like, they showed his social media posts and stuff, and he was just like a psycho, super partisan guy. And it's like he was just waiting for an excuse.
So is he in jail?
No, of course not. They didn't even talk about him.
Yeah.
But then we got, like you said, the raid in Mar-a-Lago, which is just outrageous. And I mean, hey, I don't care as long as it goes both ways. Let's look at those 30 million documents in Chicago from Mr. 44.
Well, how come nobody's raided Hillary's home in New York?
I don't know. I mean, it's not like they had anything to hide with like acid washing the servers and smashing the phones with hammers and doing all that.
Pictures of Epstein Island. Oh, sorry.
Dude, hey, you know what? I bet they found like that picture of Hunter in Mar-a-Lago. They probably had like the picture of Hunter with like the red the red freaking vest, or what was it? A red scarf and his like tidy whities. Probably wearing Uncle Joe's freaking aviators.
Oh my
God.
What I'm saying? Oh.
See, I'm the system, my whole purpose is divide. What you choose will never matter because everything is mine. Welcome to the system, everyone's a victim. Doesn't matter if you're black or white, it hates you all. Here inside the system, violence is a symptom. Fighting for what's right, but somehow everyone is wrong. Welcome to the system, everyone's a victim. Doesn't matter if you're black or white, it hates you all. Here inside the system, violence is a symptom. Fighting for what's right, but somehow everyone is wrong. Welcome to the system, everyone's a victim. Doesn't matter if you're black or white, it hates you all. Here inside the system, violence is a symptom. Fighting for what's right, but somehow everyone is wrong.
Genius. Absolute genius. Wow.
That's a freaking good song. Like, take everything out.
So far right now, out of everything that I've heard from him, this one has just gone straight up to the top.
Yeah. It's so,
For real.
What was it? 10 million views in 3 months? That's nuts. Psycho.
It's still not enough views.
No.
How many Americans are in this country?
There's 300, and we need each one to watch
million.
it twice.
Every single person in this country needs to watch that twice, exactly.
So
every single person.
That's
wow,
crazy.
That's
but
insane.
Yeah, I mean, if we're going to grade it, because we just got, for this one, I love the American flag balaclava. That's freaking awesome with the spikes for stars.
With the spikes in it for stars, yeah. Meaning, well, I'm going to sting you.
Dude, so we had that. We have the stuff that hurt. Because, he was saying, like, going to the Middle East, having that kind of stuff where you're just like, hey, man, he's got a point, And I feel the point in my soul right now. And then the cinematography again.
The rocking chair crushing the dolls.
Oh.
With the boot over that. I mean, you guys out there probably won't know this, but I do. Again, I'm been around the block a few times. The boot on top of people, especially around the neck, that's Soviet.
Oh, yeah.
That is straight up Soviet. I'm telling you right now. Okay? When you put the boot around the neck of the people, it's like they're tapping you out.
Oh, yeah.
Easily. And they're doing it. He's doing it with kids. I mean, holding the out of the cradle, man. It's like, yeah, welcome to the world, you're screwed. Is basically the message what he's telling. Well, think about it.
Yeah. No.
Are you not?
The points were just like amazing. Every one. You're just sitting there like, oh, it just felt like a death of 1,000 cuts watching the song because he was right in like everything he was saying. It was very thought provoking. And for some people, it raises awareness. So
I hope it raised awareness.
They're just like, oh, I didn't really think about that. And then, you start to think about it, and it can be that moment that kind of like breaks everything open for you. And in the next song, I'm going to go into that because I have a chart that I'm going to go over. But anyway, we'll see you on that one. If you enjoyed this content, please like, subscribe, comment what you'd like to see next, comment what you think. Give some love to Armando from PewPewNation TV. Go check out the podcast, check out the YouTube channel. He's got a video over there that's really awesome. I watched all of it about the Cuban
Doomed to repeat it.
As always, I'll have the links for everything down below, including Tom's original video.
Awesome. That's all I can tell you. I love the hell out of this, man. This was awesome.
Hangover Gang, big shout out. Thanks for always dropping amazing recommendations. You guys read that one like a book.
Yep.
Great for Armando.
That was awesome. Thank you guys. Appreciate it.
All right, we'll see you on the next one.